Hello YouTube. So here we are today. We're going to be installing iBoard running boards on a 2016 Ford F250. And from what I can see, this will be applicable for Hello YouTube. So here we are today. We're going to be installing iBoard running boards on a 2016 Ford F250, and from what I can see, this will be applicable for a 1999 to 2016 models. Will be the same instructions. So I got my iBoards. These are the 6-inch iPhone shaped running boards with a continuous rubber coating, and they're rectangular in shape. I got the 4-inch ones that seems like it'd be plenty wide enough. And the instructions for them, I got them off of Amazon, and the instructions I found out are in reverse. So great product, crappy instructions was a lot of the reviews. Now one of the fellows, and you can check on Amazon for the reviews, one of the guys did a really good job of showing how to reverse it. And basically you have your rear right, or your right rear, your left rear, and then your two front brackets. Forget all of that. Your right rear is going to go on your driver's front, your left rear is going to go on your passenger front, and these two front brackets are going to go in the rear. And that's just the way you're supposed to do it. So you can see here that this is actually the left rear and the passenger front, or the right front. And you can note where you need to put your brackets from these instructions. That's what I've done. We'll go around and take a look and see where I've put these brackets at. So you can see underneath, I've installed the brackets here. This is your point of reference. This is where you want to install your clips at. These little brackets right here, you get 8 of them. There's 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Some models may only have 1 hole, and you optionally have to drill out one of these holes here. So mine had holes everywhere, so I got to install all 4. The driver's side is the same. Before we begin the installation, I want to show you what we've got here. We've got 2 types of bolts used for this installation. We have the 30mm bolt and the 25mm bolt right here. Okay. The 30mm bolt is what you're going to use to attach the brackets to the truck body. They're upper and lower bolts. The upper bolts screw into those little clips I showed you, which is why there's no nuts on them. I've primed them all. This is a standard layout for both 30 and 25mm. Is going to be your bolt, then your lock washer, then your regular washer. On the lower bolts that attach to the truck body, you're going to have this layout of your lock washer, your regular washer, and then in between these 2 washers is your truck body, and then another washer, and then the nut. When you attach to the underside of the running board, those, like the clips, will have a pocket to screw the bolt into, so you're only going to have a lock washer and a regular washer, and then the bolt. What I did to separate these, because they're very similar, I just set up 130 and 125 next to each other, and I just took all the bolts and I said, you're either this guy or you're this guy, and I made 2 piles, and then I put everything together. I like having a clean workspace. It just makes life easier when you're doing this. So that's what I've done, and that's how I've got this set up. So I'm kind of ready to do my install now. Again, these FBs, these front brackets, are actually going to go on the rear. The right's going to go on the left, and the left is going to go on the right. So we'll put these on. I've got my tools. Really, only tools you need is some wrenches, or if you want to get a little fancier, I've just got a 1/2-inch socket on here. Got my dog bone right here with a little 1/2-inch socket, so I can put these together pretty quick, and this should be pretty snappy. So we'll put on the brackets and we'll take a look at what we got. One thing we want to note is that these bolts right here, there's 2 on either side for a total of 4. They're actually 5/8 of an inch. So you're going to clearly see these are different. And the FB brackets, which are called the front but they're the rear brackets, they don't need these. You're only going to use 2 of these on each side for a total of 4. So I just have a separate 5/8 impact driver that I've got for these. So just to make a note of that, you're not going to confuse these 4 bolts with the others. They're packaged separately and they're larger, and that's only for putting these brackets onto the arm which connects to the body of the truck. Now, something you might notice if you've ever worked with metal before is that it can be kind of intolerant once you tighten everything up. So what I always do is I tack everything in place and I get it where I want it, and I make sure everything fits, and then I'll lock everything in. So I've just got a couple in right now, and I'm gonna make sure everything is just how I want it. Now, I'm not gonna put all 4 in because I have to make any adjustments or tweak anything. I just want to be able to do it real quick. So start off with a couple, just get everything in place, and you can put the other ones in afterwards. It should be fine. Okay, so we've got these tacked in place. We're just gonna check our placement of our brackets against our board. You can see the 4-hole pattern goes in the back, the 6-hole pattern goes in the front. And so we're going to check that, and they line up. So we're going to flip it over, set it in place, and we'll proceed to get everything locked in there. If that's good and we have a good connection, everything's level and flush, then we'll lock in our brackets and then we'll attach the iBoard. So we'll lock it. We're just going to make sure everything fits and everything's flush and level first, so it has a good connection point, because it's going to support a load after it's installed. And that'll just be a short, about 30-second check, and then we'll lock in our 4 brackets. And lastly, we'll install the board. Okay, we've got it all leveled up. I got my front brackets in the rear, my rear brackets in the front. I'm going to install one of these bolts just so you can see what it looks like, so you get a good picture of it. You have your lock washer and your regular washer and the bolt. There's one a lower bolt. The upper ones are installed up there already. And I've got it leveled up, so now I'm going to put these in. Now, it's important to put these bolts in before you put the iBoard in. Remember, I said get everything level and make sure that the iBoard rests on here cleanly. But now we're going to lock everything in because it's clean, and we want to do that before we put the iBoard in so you have space. So, a little dexterity here. We'll hold that in place. We'll put my washer on the inside. So you have bolt, lock washer, regular washer, truck metal, the bracket, then another washer, and then the nut. Let's see if I can do this. I have to think about holding this thing while I do it, but let's see if that works. Hopefully I got it right on. Hey guys, I don't know if I was very clear about how to level these, so I'm just going to show you right here a good look at how to do this. So you can see when I got everything set, it doesn't line up flush with the iBoard. Now the bolt can pull it together, but I'd rather just let it be natural. So what I'm going to do, see, I got my bolts all hand spun in there. I'm just going to level it. I'm just going to level it just like that. And watch this, nice and leveled up. So it's nice and flush now. Sits on there real smooth, see that? Now, we're going to shoot these bolts in. And we're tight. So now she's going to sit nice and level. Okay, so now we have our iBoards fully installed. All the bolts are in. And we are good. Thanks for watching.